What is up, YouTube? Your boy Spawn here, and we got another tier list. All right. So look, we already got our categories sorted out here. Okay. Most characters in this game are actually really fucking strong, which is the reason why like the B tier is like in that mid area, somewhere around there. They're good, but it's just the top tiers are here, right? So at the top of the tier, we got a free win. These are the characters that you just pick if you tired of losing. You pick this character up, you should not be losing with this character. Okay. We got the next tier that dominates. These are the characters that can compete with the top tiers. And if you pick this character, they can still do whatever they want. And they just still dominate the entire scene. The only reason why they're here is because the fucking single player, the motherfucker that have you playing single player games exists. That's the only reason why the second tier is here. Third tier is the character that's like really, really fucking strong. Right, they're really strong. They can also compete with the top tiers. The only thing is that it may take them just a little bit of work, just a tad bit of work. We got A tier pretty strong. Now these are the characters that are also within the boundaries of the S tiers, but they need that extra oomph. They just need that extra work to put in to actually start to actually compete with our next top tier, with our next two tiers above. The free to play characters, the free win characters, just in their own leagues. All right. We got the B tier that could work. These are the characters that you need to put a lot of time and effort into to actually work. Or these could be specific counter pick characters, or these could be characters that need a certain requirement in order for you to beat this matchup. Okay. We got C tier needs help, no explanation for that. And then we got F tier. I was gonna put D, but nah, that ain't good enough. Oh, sorry, that ain't bad enough. Sorry. F tier, these are the characters that if you pick these characters, you just throw in the fucking match. No ifs, ands, buts about it. If you choose this character, you're throwing the match because their lose condition is so fucking easy to just to meet. It's not even funny. So let's just go ahead and get started with our best character in the game. We're not even gonna have no competition. We always do this. It's a tradition. Mine. If you play mine, free to win character. This character has been the best character since she came out, no questions asked. She was basically the Akuma, the Bison, whenever she first came out. Everybody just knew Mai was good. The moment they saw that fan toss, they were like, yep, she's top tier. She's the only character that has that mechanic. Outside, well, now we have other few characters that have that kind of the same mechanic going on here. We're going to get to those characters next. But Mai is a case to where it doesn't matter if you're going up against the worst Mai in the world. You will have trouble. You will. It's a guarantee. When Maya's on the screen, I don't give a fuck what level they are. Diamond 3, Diamond 4 Master, you will have trouble. 1200 MR, 1500 MR, you will have trouble. No questions asked. If you play this character, you should not be losing any games. Point blank. Appreciate y'all for finishing that sentence for me. Let's get a mid tier in here. No, you know what? Let's just go. Yeah, let's get a mid tier in here. Fuck it. Hmm. When I say mid tier, I mean like decently strong, right? Let's go with Luke. Luke is still a good contender to play with. Pause. Whatever. Luke still has everything he needs. He's still one of the strong Shotos. Not the strongest, but all Shotos in this game. I'll point to all the Shotos that we had in Street Fighter 6 so far. But none of our Shotos are borderline weak. None of them. It seems like Capcom has this little syndrome where if they nerf a Shoto, they have to make another Shoto top tier, right? Like in the beginning stages, Luke and Ken were top tier. Then they started to nerf Luke and they nerfed Ken a little bit, but Ken was still our top. And then we got Akuma that came in, so then Ken started getting not as much nerfs, but then Akuma became our new top tier. And then after Ken, they started buffing Ryu in season 3, and now Ryu was our number one. And then Terry became right. Terry came in. They didn't nerf Ryu, but they started to buff the fuck out of Terry, and it's just been this Shoto clown. Like no Shotos are weak. Even if Luke was right here, it could work. He could still be a very powerful character due to the fact that Shotos across the board just have an even matchup spread. their matchup spread, they don't dominate, but neither do they absolutely lose any matchups, right? That's the benefit of being a Shoto. But Luke, as of right now, is probably our weakest Shoto. But even still, he's still a solid pick to choose from, right? Enough said about that. Let's get a could work character in here. Where is he? You know I'm looking for him. You trying to hide? Jamie. Jamie is very niche. He's very, very niche. I love Jamie. I love Jamie to death. I almost got I wouldn't say every character, but almost most of our characters I have the master right now, and I can depict by playing them alone and seeing the difference in strength from a top tier, from a low tier to a mid tier, etc., etc. You can feel it, especially whenever you play the different end of the spectrums of their top tier or low tier. Jamie is like right in the middle. He's been right in the middle for such a long time. I believe they're scared to buff Jamie. Jamie is a very niche character because you only pick Jamie for a counter pick right now, right? Or he's so matchup dependent that you don't even want to get multiple drink levels, right? Reason I have Jamie down here is because against almost the entire cast, Blanca, DJ, Dawson, Honda, especially Gal, especially JP, uh Rashid, for sure Bison, now for sure Ryu, Sagat is a big one, Akuma's a big one, Ed's a big one, Aki's a big one, Chung Li for sure, no doubt in my mind. Kimberly for sure, Lily 100%, Zangief especially. I wouldn't say Sea Viper, Terry, and where's the biggest one of them all? I think I put the biggest one here. Yeah, I would say Sagat, Guile, almost everybody here, Ed, Chung Li, the people that controls neutral very fucking well for some reason. Very well. They cover the screen with their huge big buttons, right? And Mai, of course, right? Like almost the entire cast, you cannot let up pressure or give these characters space. Okay? And when Jamie knocks you down, he's forced to drink, especially at the beginning of the round. As a rushdown character, that's not what you want to do, especially against characters like these who control the neutral very well. Because once you let up pressure, it's going to be you don't know if you could be able to make or break a fight again because you gave that character space, especially these characters right here, these characters that control neutral very fucking well. It can be hard to get back in to get that second drink, even if you get in again. And then once you get in, you got to give up space again just to get that drink, and now you didn't reset neutral with these characters that destroy you in the neutral. So it's very matchup dependent, which is the reason why you see some Jamie players or Jamie mains say against this matchup you only do one drink, and against this matchup you only do like two drinks or something like that, right? But typically you want to always get three drinks with Jamie. The problem with that is what I stated earlier. You cannot give up space to almost the entire cast due to not only how their archetype is, but also due to the drive system. You cannot let them give space. You don't want them to gain drive gauge, right? You don't want them to gain any drive gauge whatsoever. It's just very hard for Jamie to get something started if it's counterintuitive to what his archetype is supposed to do. Now, I do love the change that they did whenever you have them in the corner and you can throw them and get a drink, but then Jamie has to spend a resource or he has to play a heavy mind game and commit to try to get that drink again, right? If I drink on +7 and I do a stand medium kick for a meaty, I have to spend some drive gauge here or go into record. But then my turn ends. It's done. That's it. Or I have to play a heavy mind game where I overcommit to try to dash him and get another throw just to get that extra drink level. Just for another drink. And if I'm wrong, I explode. Neutral is reset again, so it wouldn't even matter. No matter what situation I get put in, neutral will always be reset right if I take a sip or I don't take a sip. It's very hard for Jamie to get something started whenever the entire cast has amazing neutral. The street, the drive system helps them significantly. So Jamie is very niche. He's very dependent on certain matchups and what he should do. I understand that they're scared to buff Jamie because he really could be a force to be reckoned with. But as of right now, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Uh, Next list, E Honda. E Honda has been non-buffed since the beginning of Street Fighter Six lifespan. The only buff that he has gotten was, I believe it was the hands buff, right? And then they gave it to where he can kara cancel the stomp into a command grab, or most of all his normals and stuff like that. And they made it to where the stomp ground bounces for like better combos. After that, they nerfed everything else. They nerfed his headbutt, nerfed his butt slam, they nerfed hands, they nerfed everything. Now, don't get me wrong, Honda is still a very annoying character, even if you know the matchup and if you put Honda in the right hands, he can still be annoying. But on the other end of the spectrum, same thing goes is that his game plan is so easy to compromise, especially with the drive system. Butt slam, headbutt, hands can all be perfect parried. Your main go-to moves are easily compromised by everybody in the cast because they all have access to the same thing to fuck your game plan up. I think Honda needs a redesign, something. He needs something because as of right now, I don't see Honda being viable at all. Ass tier. Let's just come on. Let's just put it there. If you pick Marissa, she's one of the first pick that you are throwing the match. I've also gotten Marissa. I've almost getting Marissa to Masters right now. I'm right now. I think I'm at Diamond 3 or Diamond 4, and it's hard. It's so tough right now. Now the buffs that she gotten within the last patch, the last couple of patches, where her little spike, that's the down back medium punch, her little target combo, not target combo, her little regular special, right? The little gladiator fucking slam, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That anti-airs now. That has anti-air invulnerability. Cool. That's what she needed because crouching heavy punch, it was definitely a reliable anti-air, but she couldn't really get nothing from it. All she got was that. So if your opponent jumped on you, there was nothing that Marissa can do to kill you if she got that. If her opponent granted her that situation of jumping on her, all she got was crouching heavy punch. And it wasn't enough when damn near everybody in this fucking list can do some sort of special move into super. Like Bison can do, he can do fucking, oh my goodness, I forgot the move. The charge move whenever he spins on you and shit like that. Psycho Crusher, there we go. He can do Psycho Crusher super. Gal can do Flash Kick super. Aki can just fucking explode your shit. Everybody here has something that can kill you if they are granted the situation. Marissa was the only character that couldn't get that. Even Dawson, where is he? He's somewhere over here somewhere. I don't know where the motherfucker is. But even Dawson was able to fucking do a special move and absolutely destroy you for it. There he is. Right? So as right now, Marissa isn't really seeing much. I don't see Marissa getting buffed anytime soon because they haven't showed us that they're willing to buff the low tiers like that. Next character. Oh, let's get a really, really strong character in here, yeah? Uh Kimberly. Kimberly is the opposite of Marissa. In the beginning, she was kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie, she was kind of bad. In the beta, she was amazing, and then they took that away from her in the pre-patches of whenever Street Fighter Six went live to everybody worldwide. They nerfed everything. They took away her. She had a DP. They took that away from her, so they nerfed her defensive stat across the board. They nerfed her damage across the board. They nerfed a lot of her normals, especially like a forward heavy kick where she like hops on you, she's able to jump over or jump back or whatever. They nerfed that. They nerfed a bunch of shit, and she didn't really do much. She didn't do much damage. She wasn't really that scary. She only thing she really had her going for was the bomb sit ups in the corner, which it was a strike throw. That was it. But now they buffed everything. Before they buffed the run to the point where it starts up faster. Meaning that things like stand medium kick usually didn't go into run. You could just interrupt it. You can still interrupt it, but it's a lot more tighter now. So things like her target combo, stand medium punch, heavy punch target combo, now damn near is guaranteed for run. It's damn near guaranteed for a run. Heavy punch is guaranteed for a run. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't super out of it. You can't do anything. Fucking crouching medium punch can go into run. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to super to get out of it. You have to spend something to get Kimberly off. And it's hard to get Kimberly off because she gets multiple chances. And then with the buffs that they gave her, with the bombs exploding on different timings now, she gets 3 times. She basically becomes a reincarnated Mai. If she has you in a corner and she has 2 bomb stocks, you have to guess 3 times. The first bomb explode or the first bomb is there, you have to guess strike throw because she can still throw you into the first bomb. It doesn't matter. It still applies the fucking same. If she doesn't explode into the bomb, she can throw you into the second bomb. And if she don't throw into the second bomb, she can throw you again because she's plus 1 million off of every single situation. You have to guess multiple times against this character. And now she can do those same exact setups in mid screen. So there is no getting away from Kimberly in mid screen now. Before you were comfortable with Kimberly in the mid screen whenever she had bomb on because she wouldn't even throw bomb in the mid screen in the first place. She will only be a threat to you in the corner. But now anywhere on the screen, Kimberly can absolutely destroy you. It's so fucked up because of the amount of turns that she can get and the amount of times she can put you in a mix-up is actually insane. Parry doesn't even matter in this case, dude, because she's probably going to throw you anyway into bomb for some more. They made it also to where if she throws you into bomb, it doesn't scale as hard as it did pre-patch or in season 1. So she hurts even more now. So now she is less time that she has to touch you to kill you, and that's scary coming from a character like Kimberly. That is insanely scary. Let's get a character that dominates here. Bison. Bison has always been my kryptonite since he dropped in season 2. He's been my kryptonite all this. He's probably my worst matchup right now. If we had a matchup chart, Bison will be the one at the very top. He would be my worst matchup possible. Because I picked up Dawson. Oh, Dawson gets destroyed by Bison. Oh my goodness, it's not even funny. Even if I don't pick Bison and I pick a character that can actually somewhat deal with it, like Manon. I got Manon the Masters a couple, like 6-7 months back. I also got Blanca to. Anyway, we'll get there. But Manon can actually deal with Bison shit, but even still, it's still hard. Psycho Crusher, EX Psycho Crusher, Scissor Kick, fucking the little fucking drop whenever he's in the air and he fucking controls motherfucker just twisting and turning everywhere. It doesn't even matter. And the worst of them all, when bomb is fucking placed on you, dude, it's the worst situation in the game, bro. There's nothing you can do. Bison is also a reincarnated version of Mai. He gets 3 turns. For what? Bomb misplaced, I'm going to have to get strike throw. He's the only character in the game right now that can actually two-touch you from a very easy situation. Even though that's supposed to be fucking Marissa's thing where she can two-touch it because she looks like she can do it. Why the fuck is Bison two-touching you off the most basic situation possible? You would hit me going to EX Scissor Kick, launch me, heavy, and then you do heavy bomb, heavy psycho bomb, and then off that situation, if you hit me, I die. Why? That's the most common situation in the game. You can just two-touch me? Nah, bro, get this character out of here, dog. Get him the fuck out of here, bro. He's also our debt collector of the game. I made a video on how strong Bison is whenever he first came out, and he's basically still the fucking same. He basically got no nerfs outside of the nerf that they did the scissor kick, but then they even gave him a buff to where that scissor kick nerf didn't even matter. Fuck this character, bro. I hate him. Let's get another mid tier in here. Who can we place here? Let's do Guile. Now this may come to some people's surprise, but I have Guile here for a very specific reason. Now, don't get me wrong, Guile is still very, very strong. As you can see, he's in the A tier right now. The reason why he would here is a few reasons. For one, within the new patches, we have gotten significantly stronger characters and Capcom have buffed a lot of our other characters that they're just competing with the top of the top so good that it brings our used to be top tiers down. So that's why Gal is here. A good example would be Kimberly. Kimberly recently got buffed the fuck up, and it pushed Guile down. And then we got the introduction of Mai and Bison. It just pushed Guile down even further. Guile is an amazing character still. And I'll also say another thing that's holding him back is the drive system. The drive system is really frustrating for Guile because his whole point is to throw 10,876 booms in one round. But then each and every opponent can just negate them, especially his best, supposedly, his best matchup. His best matchup also has these attributes of the drive system. He no longer takes any chip damage, but he still maintains his insane high health pool. What was the point of even doing that in the first place? This hurts Gao a lot because his worst matchup can do the same thing that everybody else can do. And they play that matchup even better. So imagine how it would be for a character like Kimberly who has anti-zoning tools. If it's easy for Zangief, it's going to be even more easier for characters like Kimberly, or Jury, or Blanca, or Cammy. You feel what I'm saying? So it makes it really weird for that point to even give his worst matchup things like this, and then the whole cast has access to this too. Not only that, Zona's worst nightmare is people being able to get in as consistently. And that's my bringing me to my second point with the drive rush system. His worst matchup, or his best matchup, supposedly, is Zangief, and he also has access to drive rush, which gets him in significantly faster, which is also counterintuitive to the movement because grapplers are supposed to be this sluggish, slow, high helpful character that can make multiple mistakes. But now with the Street Fighter 6 system, it just like it takes all of that shit out. It takes all of those out. There's no risk to Zangief doing this stupid shit now. Before it will cost him health. Now it costs him nothing. He can parry. Even if it does cost him a few drive gauge, it doesn't matter because Geef still stays the same even if he's in burnout. He doesn't change. But anyway, Gal, I know I'm supposed to be talking good about Gal because he's in the A tier spot right now. Flash Cake's still really good. They did nerf his Sonic Booms, which is another reason why he's there. So he doesn't even gain meter off of Sonic Booms. So that's another reason why he's right here. But he's next to Luke, so I got to give him his flowers as supposedly right. Uh, he still has some of the best mechanics or the best, uh, I guess, game plan in the game where you throw a Sonic Boom, you throw a projectile, and then you drive rush behind it, giving you significantly more plus frames, yada yada yada. He still have. I don't think he has a throw loop, but Gao is just going to Gao. Okay, he does have those weak points, but we're going to go to the next character here. Uh, Blanca. Blanca is a doozy. We already, not necessarily a doozy, but we already know what Blanca belonged at. Once we saw Mena show off what he could actually do. Mena was the one that put him on the map. I believe Blanca was always good. People just didn't know how to use it because he was different. He was a lot different than usual, right? I mean, I granted in pre-patch season 1 he was okay, but in season 2 they gave him literally just a few buffs, and then he just jumped. He just skyrocketed to the top, dude. And now in this season, he's like the uncrowned king of the game right now. Of course, with Blanca Chan, he also becomes Mai 2.0. That's our third character that becomes Mai 2.0. You're starting to see a trend here now. All those characters that can resemble Mai in some sort of state are top tiers. Bison, Blanca, Kimberly. They're there. Okay? They are there. Blanca Chan allows Blanca to basically get multiple turns, especially if he uses EX Lightning Shock. Oh yeah, that Blanca Chan is coming after you. It covers basically the entire screen. There's nothing you can do. Don't you jump on him because he's just going to combo you into Blanca Chan. And if you're in the corner, you have to guess overhead low. And then once it hits you, you have to guess again. And then once it hits you again, you have to guess once more. It's very annoying to deal with. And on top of that, it makes it so much harder that Blanca can be so fucking random. And that randomness is his strongest. That's his strongest point. His strongest point is being so unpredictable that it works so bad to the point where your opponent just shuts down. Jump Blank Bunker Ball on counter hit does a gazillion damage if you go into level 1. He has EX Bunker Ball, which becomes safe on block, which he can avoid shims or just do some random shit, and there's no risk to him. He can do this dumbass hop shit and put you in a corner, even though there's not a mechanic in Street Fighter that's been taken out of Street Fighter 5 when you're in a corner and you jump. It doesn't take you out the corner, but Blanca just says, fuck that, hops in the corner, crosses you up, and takes you out, and probably kills you if he has level 3. Blanca can do almost anything. It doesn't matter. You might as well say Blanca is a Shoto. But the only reason I'm not considering that because he has crazy fucking set play. It's not even funny. He will always be in my top tier spot, dude. Let's get another one in here. Who can we put in here? You know what? Since we were talking about him, let's put him here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think that's fine. Actually, let's do this. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Zangief. Zangief will always be a contender for Street Fighter 6. I've always, or now that I'm starting to think of when I started playing Geef, I start to see how he definitely takes some work, but his archetype allows him to bypass some of the work because your opponent most likely will give it to you. Why would they give it to you? Well, because you're Zangief. The moment you get in, they just scramble for their life, and you just fucking. Once they say once a grappler gets in, he basically wins the match. No ifs, ands, buts about it. The reason why I don't have Geef up here before, you remember the buffs that they gave him whenever they overtuned Geef? Geef would have been here for sure, no doubt in my mind. But as the patches slowly became, he started to get nerfed a little bit. But the only reason why I have him here is because he stayed the same. He kind of plateaued right there in season 3 whenever Mai got introduced, or Bison, somebody like that. I forgot which one it was. He plateaued around a good spot. But then everybody else got buffed, which is the reason why he like it right here. So he got the same situation as God. Now, I would say Geef is the Garrus of Street Fighter. No matter how many times you nerf him, he will always be good due to the fact of him being a grappler, but also due to the fact that he benefits from the drive system the most. Now, don't get benefit confused with utilize. Obviously, characters like DJ, Jury, Kimberly, our very fast characters, right? They utilize the drive rush mechanic really well. They utilize the parry system very well, right? Because it gets the man significantly fast. They use it to their benefit the most, or they utilize it significantly better than almost any other person in the game. But Zangief benefits from it the most since it gets rid of his main weaknesses. His main weaknesses of taking unnecessary chip damage because he's so big and slow. Now that parry is there, it negates all of that. His biggest weakness is mobility. His dash in this game is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. It's hard for him to jump over projectiles too due to how big he is. Right? And his slow movement doesn't allow him to traverse the screen very well. But then Drive Rush came along. And this absolutely increased Zangief's mobility exponentially. It's not even funny. So that mobility little thing that he had going on, that mobility trouble, no longer exists now due to the drive system. The drive system absolutely gets rid of Zangief's weakness. And he still has the benefit of a grappler. The grappler being able to be very, very scary up close, being able to have that mind game, that bullshit, is he going to command grab me, have your opponent scramble, he still has that benefit. He still has the benefit of having a very high health pool. He's the highest health character in the game, which means that he can make mistakes and still get in for free, even though he has access to parry to negate those damages anyway. So even with having a high health pool, they still gave him access to parry. So even if he does get hit, it doesn't matter because Geef with the drive system, Geef is almost guaranteed to get in. Geef is almost guaranteed to get. No, he is guaranteed to get in. Especially if you're playing a good Geef. If you're playing like a 1700 MR plus Geef, he's guaranteed to get in. No doubt in my mind. Geef will always be a good contender in my books. I don't give a fuck how many times they nerf him due to the drive system being there by his side. Every time. He benefits the best from the drive system out of any other character in the game because it gets rid of all of his weaknesses that he had in previous games. It's just simple as that. His worst matchup, Gao, he just negates it. Doesn't matter. If Geef gets in and he taps Gao one time and just decides to run away, the roles are now reversed. Gao now has to chase down Geef. But we know Geef's win condition is getting in. And basically, Gao just did that for him. Doesn't even matter. Next character. Let's get fuck it. Let's just do some obvious picks here. Akuma. Now, this may be surprising because I don't have Akuma up here. I'm going to get to why I don't have Akuma up here right now. But even still, Akuma still dominates. If you pick Akuma, he's almost a sure pick to win you the round. It doesn't matter. Only reason why Akuma is a tier below is because the tier above, they're just too much. Akuma is also too much, but they too much Fuck it. All right, we fuck the vocabulary shit. The top tier above, the tier above is more fucked up Yeah. Akuma still has his good fireball. Akuma still has dive. Akuma still has air fireball. He still has his throw loops. He still has everything to be a top tier. Damage is fucking insane. The only thing that's holding him back right now is being a glass fucking cannon. And that's where this motherfucker comes in. I don't even know if I should put Ryu right there. Ryu is very... Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. If you pick Ryu, it's a free to win. It's a free to win. And I'm going to place him up here not only for that reason, not only because they kept buffing this motherfucker since season 1, since the beginning of Street Fighter 6 lifespan, they was buffing the fuck out of this nigga. Now, it's so bad to the point where Akuma was the number one Shoto. It's to the point where why would you pick Ryu over Akuma? Or why would you pick Akuma over Ryu? Because now, due to the reason buff, he doesn't have the best fireball in the game now. That's the reason why you would pick Akuma, is to have you cover all 5 spaces. Or you cover all 3 spaces. You have a good rush down. You cover the screen, you put a bunch of garbage on the screen with your projectiles. And you had a really good 50-50 once you got up close. Oh, sorry. You had good rush down, you had really good zoning, and you had really good neutral buttons. That's the reason why you picked Akuma over Ryu. But now, due to the recent buffs of Ryu, what's the reason for you to pick Akuma over Ryu? They buffed the fuck out of his projectile, so he's no longer the best zoner in the game. I'm talking about Akuma here. Akuma is no longer the best zoner in the game now. That title now goes to Ryu. You cannot win you cannot win a zoning clash with Akuma anymore against Ryu. So why are you picking Akuma over Ryu right now? There's no reason for you to do that. The only reason why you would pick Akuma over Ryu is for the air mobility. That's it. Air fireball and dive kick. Any other reason, it would not matter. Ryu has gotten his damage increased, even though he didn't fucking need it because he was already one of the most hardest hitters in the game. And now he just jumped even higher. His fireball was already decent. He was the fireball guy. But then the introduction of somebody else that came in, they had to make his fireball greater because the person that came in that was supposed to triumph Ryu, fireball is even greater. And then on top of that, they buff the fuck out of his normals to where the proximity range is so big that you can be almost half screen. And when he throws forward a heavy punch out, the plus on block move, the double hitting fist, you basically just get frozen in time, even though you're lights away from the character. If you whiff that button, you fucking ass, bro. When you pick Ryu, it is a free win. There is no way you should be losing with Ryu right now. There is no way. Speaking of the next character, Sagat. Sagat was the reason why Ryu got all these buffs because Sagat came in with a crazy ass projectile. His high tiger shot was absolutely insane. But of course you can duck it, but of course you still have to like kind of walk, duck. And if you mistime that, or if Sagat decided to like throw out a jab first to fake a tiger shot and he throw that bitch out, you getting clapped. The moment he see a tiger shot get hit, he's doing level one and he's speed blitzing your ass with that tiger shot, which is the reason why Ryu jumped up so fucking hard. Because Sagat was notoriously known for having a good fireball game, a really good fireball game. He's always been like that since Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5. And since the introduction of Sagat, Ryu was probably Sagat's biggest op outside of Akuma. Sagat and Ryu were amazing ops to the point where they were comparable. So if Sagat had a good tiger shot, Ryu had to have a good shot too. He has to have a good Hadouken too to compete with Sagat. And that was the reason why he got all those fucking buffs. But as of right now, Sagat was already in a good place too. Sagat was in a good place. People were saying that he was weak, even though I don't think he was weak. He was missing a few key tools. Like he didn't have really good lows, which I can see how that can be bad because he's a Shoto, right? He's supposed to be a well-rounded character. He's somewhat of a Shoto, right? Then they end up buffing Tiger Nexus. They buff to where after Tiger Nexus on hit, he gets to do the little. First, he couldn't do the crouching light kick, medium kick, and on counter he was able to get a jab, but he was too far, so they buffed it to where he was closer. And now even Tiger Nexus on block, it leaves him close too. So now he gets a strike throw mix up. I really do expect the fucking Sagat investments, the Sagat stocks to increase exponentially within these next couple of patches. So be ready to see Sagat really fucking soon. Um, let's get another mid tier here, yeah. Now this one may be a little bit off the wall. Elena also got buffed. She got the same thing that Sagat did. I might put her here. But I want to keep her here because I don't know how those buffs will change her that much. You know, the moves where she roll on the ground and it's plus on block. That leaves her much closer now. So she can get a strike or mix up. Before she couldn't. She could only get a strike afterwards. She couldn't get a throw afterwards. So she couldn't really threaten you with that move. The only thing that it really had going for was her projectile invulnerable move. Right? Whenever she's like spinning on the fucking ground and shit. That she's very annoying. But if you knew what to do against her, especially if your character didn't have a projectile and she's just throwing out these fucking rolling normals, she struggled a lot. But now with those recent buffs, I don't know where she would place. So I'm going to place her right here at Could Work where she was going to go initially. She's still very annoying to deal with because she's very like weird. I don't know how to explain it. She's very weird. I don't really have nothing good, but neither do I have nothing bad about Elena right now. So I'm going to place her here for the time being. This is a good spot to put her at. I don't want to put her any lower. I don't want to put her any higher either. All right. Lily. If you pick Lily, you throw in the fucking match. There's if you pick Lily, you're throwing the fucking match. I don't care. Lily is so ABC 1, 2, 3 that every Lily player are forced to use the same exact pattern every time. That's her game plan. When she's in your face, you see her do light kick, crouching light punch, and then she does what? Crouching heavy punch. Yep, you guessed it. Perfect parry. Once she does crouching heavy punch, she has to special cancel into wings Gezer. She has to special cancel into it. If you miss the perfect parry on the crouching heavy punch, you just perfect parry the special move. That's it. That's it. The only reason why Lily would be threatening is if she has 3 stocks. But how likely will Lily have 3 stocks? I'll wait. I will also say the same thing with Lily as I said with E Honda. She needs a rework. She needs something. I like how they was doing the stock things in the beginning, but then as time progressed, it was hard for her. She spend more stocks than she can make. They should make it to where I don't know, dude. They should make it to where stocks can combo into each other, but she can also get a stock, kind of like how Manon can get a medal if she hits you. Lily should be able to get a stock if she hits you too. But this character just she doesn't have anything going for her right now. She's supposed to have a DP, but she doesn't. So her defensive status already plummeted. Right now, nothing is really going for, and it's hard for her to get stocks in mid screen without her absolutely getting punched in the fucking throat. It's hard for her to get something started. But I will say, once she has those win stocks, it's hard to get Lily off of you. But again, if she's spending meter, you spend meter too to get off of you. Somebody's going to be burnt out first. But the thing is, depending on what character you play, it wouldn't matter if they got put in burnout against Lily anyway. It wouldn't matter. It doesn't matter because her pressure doesn't get any better when you're in burnout. So there's nothing threatening about Lily. I'm sorry. The only thing that she really has right now is the fucking Condor Spire plus on block and command grab or strike. That's it. Nothing else. That's literally it. And that's not enough right now. Same thing with well, I wouldn't say same thing, but fuck it. Sea Viper. Sea Viper is different. Sea Viper is different. The only reason why I have Sea Viper here, Sea Viper is an amazing character. I love her design. I love how she fights. Actually, amazing. That's probably the best DLC that we have right now outside of Akuma and Sagat. Right? But Sea Viper, with how she plays, I like how they did it. They kept her shit from Street Fighter 4. The problem with this is that, again, the drive system works against her. Like, for the most simplest shit, she has to commit to more, or she has to spend more meter to do her base, to use her base kit. How does that make sense? Like, if you jump at me, right? If you jump at me if I'm Sea Viper and you jump on me and I do DP, I have to spin drive gauge to get a knockdown? What? But if you're playing Sagat, if you're playing Luke, if you're playing Gao, if you're playing Dawson, if you're playing Ed, if I DP you, I get Oki. Why? Because it's in my fucking base kit. Why does Sea Viper has to spend something to use something that she was already going to use? That's in her. That's base. That comes with her. Why is she spending shit to do shit that she's supposed to do? It doesn't make sense. Not only that, off her basic hit confirm, she's coming off some sort of meter. Now I do like what they did with her level 1. But I feel like she should gain meter from her level 1 so she can constantly keep using those jump cancel, right? So she can keep using her jump cancels. That's what they should do. That's the buff that she needs to consistently keep herself in the game, because once Sea Viper has no more meter, her entire game plan changes. She's no longer the same character. Her base kit is now cut in half because she got put in burnout. And how many times will you get put in burnout? You're guaranteed to get put in burnout at least once time. At least one time per match. At least. Especially playing Sea Viper. You are almost guaranteed, because your opponent can force a burnout. You can force yourself into a burnout. And those two things in conjunction will almost guarantee you a burnout playing Sea Viper. It's rough. It's rough right now. So what I think they should do to buff Sea Viper is make her level 1 more. She already does crazy fucking damage. She does insane damage for what she can do. But what I think they should buff is make level 1 more accessible to her. Like, she uses a level 1. Like, let's say when she has no bar and she builds a level 1 and she uses that level 1. She's able to build another level 1 while she already has her install while she's in level 1. So that way, whenever the install gets used up, she basically already has another level 1 waiting on the side, so she can keep constantly using that level 1, which keep giving her access to these jump cancels. Okay, that's what I think they should really do, instead of actually like over buffing or under or no buffs at all. That's what I think they should do. Sea Viper is an amazing character. I love her right now, but the drive system works against her right now. She got to spin bar for a drive rush. She doesn't have her level 1 super isn't invincible, and she doesn't have a DP either. So she's spending more bar just to get you off of her. She's always constantly spinning. She's spending more than she can make. And with that buff on having her level 1 always accessible to her, she no longer has to spend nowhere near as much bar as she does now. Okay? Sea Viper's really good, but she has very high potential to be at least here, which is why I want Sea Viper to be. She's a very cool character. I love what they did with Sea Viper. I would love to see her in tournaments really, really soon if they make those changes. Um, hmm. Mm, fuck it, let's do it. JP. JP is now in my contending for top 10. I would do top five, but in my opinion, I don't think he's quite there yet. But he's definitely dominant. He definitely dominates when he's on the screen now. They recently just gave back his crouching heavy punch. Not recently, but he got that a few patches ago. I don't know why they took that away from him. People was complaining, "Oh, his crouching heavy punch is too good." Well, then stop jumping. What are you jumping for? Don't jump. They gave that back to him, but the buff that really put him on the map was his level two. His level two now changed to where it's a nerf, but the buff is more compensating than the nerf itself. They made it to where his ghost, whenever he does level two, snaps his finger, and they have four ghosts that appear on the screen. They have two on top, two on bottom, right? And he can mix you up. He can keep constantly hitting you with the low, and then on a certain frame, you have like a one frame or two frame to where you have to block the low and then the overhead or the overhead and the low. It's too much to guess. So the only way for you to get out was to block it, or was to perfect parry, not perfect parry, but parry in general. Sorry, you just had to hold parry, and you got out of that situation for free. So what they did, they nerfed the timing on the ghost. So they slowed them down to where the ghost now hit a bit slower. So what this means is that not only JP can actually mix you the fuck up still with timing the lows to make the overhead hit first or the overhead hit last, he can now stop his pressure, throw you, and you still land into the level two. This was the biggest buff that he's ever received, and that alone gives him this dominant this top 10 spot. Because what the fuck? Not only does he has the attribute of using that level two, but he also is still his level two is still more viable because he can still build meter. Our other level two super like Rashid and Ed no longer has that attribute anymore. But JP and Blanca still do. And Chun Li. This is what gave him that top tier spot right here. That situation is fucked up because at any point he can just throw you. It doesn't matter if he has one or two ghosts left. It doesn't matter. He can still combo you from it if he throws you. And don't be parrying, so you actually have to guess now. Matter of fact, speaking of Ed, where you at? If you play Ed, free win. If you're playing Ed, there's no way you should be losing with this character. There is no way you should be losing with this character, bro. There's no way. You should not be losing with any of these free win characters up top. If you lose with these characters in your hand, you are ass, my guy. I'm sorry. Well, obviously, if you're a pro player, you're exempt, obviously, right? But if you're playing these characters because you're tired of losing and you pick up these characters and you still lose, trash. After playing Ryu for like 7 matches, I haven't even gotten on the Masters yet, but I can already tell just from playing Ryu off the rip, that motherfucker's too strong. I had to put him up. Bro, I was finna start getting into the goddamn, like, right? When I was about to lose my first match, I damn near threw my shit because I'm like, hell nah, but my character too strong to be, I had to drop Ryu that fast. Same thing goes with Ed. I was playing with Ed for a little bit, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's kind of broke. I had to put him up. I had to put him up, my guy. I had to. There is no way you should be losing with these three characters up here, bro. There's no way. When Ed knocks you down and he's fucking charging up that Psycho Snatcher, just put down your controller, bro. He's either full calm on you because you decided to do a DP like a dumbass, even though he's a whole four characters away from you, and you still decided to DP for some reason, and he just counted his snatches you and hit you for a gazillion damage, and probably gave him level two, so it's GG's now. Or you block Snatcher, or you parry Snatcher, and he reels your ass in, and you plus four, and you have to get strike throw. And then if you guess wrong off of any situation, he's charging up Snatcher once again. So he's at a safe place where he can constantly be a threat. Doesn't matter where he's at. If you playing Ed, bro, it's a free win. If you lose with Ed, you fucking trash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Next character. Where he at? Terry. Terry's another one. Terry is the same thing. He's in the boat with our Shoto. You might as well say Terry is a Shoto now. He has everything that a Shoto has. He plays the archetype as a Shoto. His matchup chart is Shoto necessary. It's there. Terry has been getting all of these buffs. Now, I left Street Fighter 6 to go play Tekken 8. Tekken 8 Season 2 started fucking up, so I came back to Street Fighter 6, right? Now, before I went to Tekken 8, Terry was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. He was missing a lot of key things that would prevent him from shining. And I was able to absolutely destroy almost every Terry I ran into. But now, whenever I came back to play Street Fighter 6 and I came back and I fought almost them the four Terrys in the fucking row, bro. And I'm like, hold on, something ain't right. Why does this motherfucker seem like he's stronger? So enough, I wanted to go check the patch notes and they've been buffing the fucking shit out of this dude, bro. He's so fucking potent that his whole toolkit is now very hard to deal with. His hit confirms became significantly better. He now hits like a fucking. If he has level 3 and he uses level 2, just say goodnight. Put your controller down. That's arguably the best damaging level 2. And no, that is the best damaging level 2 in the game. You might as well say once he gets level 2, he has access to C8. You might as well say it. Terry hits like a fucking truck, and buffing all of his attributes on top of his hit confirms and his combo extension move because that was a little bit inconsistent. Fixing that, launch that motherfucker to the top. Playing Terry with Terry on the screen, he's throwing all these EX fireballs and building that meter right back and hitting your ass with burn knuckles. It's probably the worst thing you can do. Terry almost guarantees a burnout just by doing that. It's so insane. And now with the heavy um with the heavy power wave now, it does so much drive gauge, and you can't even interrupt it now. Before you could. Terry's just, oh my goodness, Terry's just disgusting right now, bro. Top contender for tournament pick for sure, no doubt in my mind. Um, Aki, Aki has, I'm not gonna lie, Aki had a rough ride whenever she got introduced in season 1. She was rough. Everything she did, she needed to do something. She had to do all sort of risks just to get in. And then with her little snake rope stance. Nah, that was anyway, inside joke. Um Aki was abysmal in season 1. And I would say Aki is arguably the most buff character outside of Ryu and a few others, obviously. But Aki came a long fucking way, dude. She was always a very, very hard hitter. Once she had poison on you, you could not get hit by Aki. Her neutral control is very fucking good, especially since they didn't start buffing Whip. All versions of Whip got buffed to the point where they either combo extend, they have a better hurt box, they have more block stun, they have more hit stun. They just been buffing Aki off the fucking wazoo. She hasn't got touched ever since because she was in a such good spot that it didn't even matter who she was going up against. She plays the top tiers amazingly well. And I've even heard that she plays against Ed very well too. And placing against Ed is a very good attribute because arguably he's arguably the most played character right now, at least in tournaments, right? And he's very popular in demand because he's been winning tournaments too, right? Because also influence tournaments. Pro players in tournaments also influence the what do you call it? The casual players, right? So with Aki being there and being able to play against almost all the top tiers really well is really good for her. And also she still has a fireball drive rush. The only thing that is bad about her fireball is that no matter which version she uses, it's still the same speed. But even still, she still has her throw loop. She still has amazing fucking damage. She still has her amazing fucking Oki, amazing drive rush, amazing 50-50s. Everything is just good across the board about Aki. There's nothing bad to really say about her outside of her fireball. That's literally it. Same thing with my boy Rashid right here. Now, Rashid was at the top of the pillar, if y'all remember. Before he got all these nerfs to season 2, before he got all these nerfs to Spike, Whirlwind, all this shit that he got nerfed on, Rashid was once he was at the top of he was the pinnacle, like he was the Gojo of Street Fighter. It was so bad to the point where they started nerfing him every single patch afterwards, and even still, they cannot keep this motherfucker down. Now, with the addition of them taking away his throw loops, they did kind of hurt him. But a lot of other characters got their throw loop taken out too. But notice that our top tiers up here still has their throw loop, right? Everybody up here still has their throw loop. Mai, Ed, Ryu, Blanca, Akuma, Bison, Terry, and JP. I don't know if Terry still has his throw loop or not. Yes, he does. JP still has his throw loop. Kimberly still has her throw loop. Aki still has her throw loop. The only one that doesn't have his throw loop is Rashid and a few other characters, right? So either he has a spin drive gauge for a throw loop or whatever. But that's the reason why I'm putting him right here and not up here with the dominate characters is due to him not being able to constantly keep throwing you again, which opened up chances for Rashid to open you up again because of his archetype. His archetype allowed him to get multiple chances to hit you and kill you. But now that throw loop is no OP off throw loop is it definitely kind of touched him a little bit, right? But nonetheless, Rashid still is a contender for a very, very solid character. Very solid. Same thing with Ken here. Now, a lot of people may beat this as a doozy form. Ken, don't get me wrong. Ken is still very annoying. Genrai kicks is still very fucking annoying. Do not get that twisted. Do not get that twisted. Genrai kicks is still fucking annoying. Still one of the best special moves in the game, right? But again, um, due to the nerfs of having throw loops, that was his main thing. That was Ken's go-to. What made Ken so top tier, not only did he have access to a very good throw loop, and he still had things like standing heavy punch, uh, stand medium punch target combo, crouching medium kick is still fucking insane, right? All these tools are still insane, but the main trump card here was the moment Ken touched you, he took you to the corner and throw looped you to death, right? So now he takes you to the corner and he throws you one time, and then that's pretty much it. He now has to spend some sort of resource, but that still doesn't hold him back for being a really solid character. It's just now the main attribute has been toned down by a decent amount, by a decent margin, which is the reason why I'm giving him this spot right here of being really, really fucking strong. Gym right kicks is still annoying. Crouching medium kick still goes insanely fucking far. He still has access to drive rush. He still has that dumbass drive rush jab. He still has everything that he needs to be Ken. It's just now the attribute of his biggest trademark, which is throw loops, is now taken away from him. So that's the reason why I'm giving him this spot here. Uh, Cammy. Cammy is the same way too. The only difference is that Cammy still has a throw loop, but that wasn't Cammy's main trump card, which is the reason why I'm putting her behind Ken. Still very, very, very strong. And also the reason why these two are down here is because our other characters that are above them got significantly buffed throughout the patches. So that brought them that only made them go down. There's only one way that they can go. If they're not getting buffed, the only way that they can go is down if everybody else is getting buffed, right? Um Cammy kind of lost a lot of her tools too. Dive kick got nerfed. It's no longer as plus as it was, so you have to spend meter for it in order to be like relatively plus. They nerfed her stand heavy kick, medium kick, stand medium kick, the very far normal that went out there. No longer can. I don't think it ever combo. Crouching medium kick got nerfed. Stand medium punch got nerfed. A lot of things got nerfed. She got a few buff and compensation, but the damage has already been done. Not too much for her to be completely useless. She's still very good, but I'll just say it's a reason why Punk dropped her, right? But nonetheless, I do think Punk is over exaggerating a little bit, but that's not my choice. That's not my choice to make. Whatever he has, he is going up against some very strong. He's going up against some very strong competition. So it was only viable for him to choose a better pick than what he has now. Okay, let's just say that Cammy is still good, still good anti-air, still good rush down pressure, still has a throw loop. I believe she still has access to her throw loop, right? I think she does. Really good drive rush. I literally already said that. She's just good across the board. Has a DP, top tier shit. Okay. Uh, hmm. Manon. Manon will always be. She will always have a place for me, bro. I got Manon to Masters long time ago, and it really showed me how good her neutral really is. Right? Uh, Standing medium punch, even though it got nerfed, her burnout pressure is no longer good as it was. They also nerfed her Oki. They also nerfed her damage, but they gave her more ways to combo from. Okay, so they took a lot of shit away from her. Okay, they took a shit a lot away from her and gave her a little bit. Right, they gave her more of versatility in her combos. Right, they made her a little bit more funner. Okay, um, her buttons are amazing. Stand heavy kick, amazing. Stand heavy punch, amazing. Stand medium punch and crouching medium punch, amazing. Crouching medium kick is amazing. The only thing that's holding Manon back is the same thing with Sea Viper. Sorry, let me do that. Sea Viper and Manon are basically contingent. They're the same character, basically. At least they have the same weaknesses. That they're being held back by the drive system. Not only does she not utilize the drive system, but it also works against her. Same thing as Sea Viper. It's just their situation is just a little bit different, but at least the same point. Manon has arguably the worst drive rush in the game. Not only that, but she doesn't have a defensive stat, so she has to use drive reversal, but drive reversal is still mad bars, right? So now it's kind of weird, and it's the only thing I would say she utilizes best is perfect parry because she probably gets the most damage due to her command guard, especially if she has level 5. And like if you block a drive reversal or if you perfect parry something and you do command grab, it's gonna hurt a lot. Right, I believe she is the highest damaging character when she has level 5 and she perfect parries something. Right, that's pretty much the only attribute that she has over everybody else. But outside of that, she's not a bad character whatsoever. She's not a bad. If this was Street Fighter 5, Manon would be the best character in the game, arguably. If this was Street Fighter 5 and the drive system was not introduced, Manon will arguably she will be a top contender if the drive system was not here. I promise you. She's not a bad character at all. But with the drive system working against her, and of course her neutral has to be even more important, even though it's already good. The introduction of drive rush, has to kind of work around that and everything like that, right? Her her projectile invulnerable move is ass, right? So it doesn't even matter. But anyway, nonetheless, still a great character. You just need to put in a little bit more effort than usual. I'm sorry, Dawson. I don't care what people say. I don't care what the fuck what's you call him in doing the tournament. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Arguably the best Dawson player. He's from the UK. I believe he's from the UK. He's on the same team as Broski and he's on the same team as I forgot his name. But he's on the same team as Broski. He plays Dawson. I keep forgetting his fucking name. Mr. Crimson. There we go. Mr. Crimson. He got top 8, I believe, in our recent tournament, in our recent Evo. Put on an amazing show with Dawson. But that's not enough. I also recently got Dawson's to master. Very hard hill to climb due to everybody in the cast being able to destroy Dawson. The reason why I put Dawson as the worst character in the game right now is because he's the only one that has the lose condition of once he gets knocked down, the game is practically over. Any character in the game, including Jamie himself, can only have one drink level and still absolutely destroy Dawson. I believe that's his only matchup that he can do that in, where he can just get one drink for free, run in and drive rush in, start doing random dumb shit, get you to the corner, and it's practically game over. Once you knock Dawson down, there's nothing you can do. His level 1 isn't invincible, so he can't use level 1 even if he has the meter for it. He can barely use level 2 because it's inconsistent. If the opponent knows that you want to get up, which is almost every scenario, and you have level 2, you basically just waste your level 2 because all he has to do is a crouching medium button, crouching, Any crouching button he does, you will go under that level 2. And he just gets the short, or he can just throw you. Or they can just throw you out of the level 2 punish counter, and they're invincible during the animation, and your level 2 is now gone. So you have to rely on level 3 to get out. But how many times do you have access to level 3? Mm-hmm. Right. Drive reversal isn't the best because even if you do drive reversal, Dawson also comes off 2 bars and he still doesn't have a way out the corner. What the fuck Dawson gonna do? She gonna teleport out? What? You're gonna after you hit them with the drive reversal, you're gonna teleport out the corner? Really? Come on, bro. So even if he does spin a meter to get you off of him, he still has no way out of the corner. He's still stuck there. He's still stuck. There's no way Dawson can get out. This is the same with all the other characters down here too. Once they, or at least with Lily, if she has a stock and she does Condor Spire, she has now gotten out. Same thing with Marissa. If Marissa does Superman Punch, the fast version, she has a way out. She can now turn the tides fairly easily. It comes at a little risk, but Dawson has no way out. Once he gets knocked down, that's game over. And then in a game like this, getting put in the corner is a death sentence. Especially if you have no reversal. So even if they DI you, and you don't even have to be fucking burnt out. But let's say, for instance, worst case scenario, you are burnt out, and I DI you. You have to use level 2. If you don't have level 2, checkmate. Game over with any character. Even if you have level 1 and you try to level 1 that DI, you still getting clapped. Don't believe me? You can try it yourself. You can try to level 1 out of a DI. It's very inconsistent. You will get destroyed. There is no way that Dawson survives in the meta like this. I'm sorry. There is no way he survives in the meta like this. His shit doesn't work. Now the buffs that they gave him with the hit confirm shit, right? With the heavy yoga blast, right? Being able to get level 1 after you can restand them with crouching medium punch, depending on which one you use. Cool. Amazing. But buffing his offense is not what he needed. He can always maintain himself with offense because he has always some of the best plus frames or some of the most plus frames in the game. He can maintain himself offense. It's the defensive stat that kills him every time. No pun intended. Or there was no pun there. What the fuck am I talking about? Next up, Jury. I do think Jury's better than Cam. Or actually, yeah, I would put Jury better than Cam. I guess they're like neck and neck. Jury and Cam's game plan is literally the exact same thing. They want to kill you in a neutral, and if they feel like going in, they can just get in if they want to. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't change anything. Their game plan is basically the fucking same. The only thing is that Jiri has a Fuha stock, so she can really fucking mix you the fuck up because when she has like 2 Fuha stocks, you have to really guess on which one she's going to do. Each one has a different property and a different timing on the parry window, so you really have to be careful with Jury. She can throw out the fireball and not commit to the next move, or she can throw out the move and not commit to the fireball. It's very. She almost likely would always commit to the fireball, but each one of them has a different timing. Depending on the range, depending on how far she is, depending on what normal she did, it will always have a different period timing to kill Jury for throwing out that fireball, and it's very hard. Not to mention, she has those amazing buttons to even bring that even further, right? Stand heavy punch is fucking amazing. Forward heavy kick is fucking, or stand heavy kick is fucking insane. Crouching medium kick, fucking insane. Crouching medium kick, drive rush, I die. She arguably has the most furthest crouching medium kick in the game, next to Ryu and King. It's fucking insane, bro. Jury will always be. She's always been a top contender since season 1. In season 1, she was a lot higher because we had less top tiers, and also she was one of them. She still is, but since the top tiers are here, she got pushed down a little bit. But she still remains the same. She's never been touched, damn near at all. She's never really been nerfed heavy. She's never been buffed heavy, and she still maintains the same spot. Jury literally been thugging this shit out throughout these whole 3-4 seasons, dude, and she's still here. Like, fuck is you talking about? DJ, same thing with DJ. It's been a while since, or it hasn't been a while. DJ is also another top contender that's been here since season fucking one. He's one of the OG top tiers that's been sitting in the throne for so fucking long, and he still hasn't damn near moved. Basically, he's still the same fucking character. The only thing with DJ, the reason why he's at the back here is because they nerfed a lot of his shit. They nerfed the fuck out of Sway. They nerfed the fuck out of his buttons. They nerfed the fuck out of his DP. They nerfed the fuck out of his level 2. They nerfed the fuck out of his level 1. He just doesn't have what he was. And they nerfed his damage too, and they nerfed some of his normals. So DJ been nerfed a lot, but he's still standing, my guy. He's still standing 10 toes down. Fuck is you talking about, bro? Fuck out of here. You feel what I'm saying? He still remains to be in the top seats for some fucking reason. You understand me? He's here and he's here to stay, my guy. There's nothing bad to really say about DJ. Chung Li. Chung Li is also a good contender to be really, really strong. Now, I have high hopes for Chung Li very, very soon. They did end up nerfing Chung Li a lot over the past couple of patches, which is the reason why I put her here. She's at the top of A tier. I want to put her here. I want to put her right there. Or maybe I might switch. I might switch the spots, but I do believe DJ is too good right now. So just to be safe, I'm going to place Chung Li right there. Chung Li is like right there to dominate. She still competes against the top tier very well. Level 2 is still amazing. Buttons are still amazing. Neutral is still fucking scary as shit. Right? She can hit you from your mother's house. It's actually insane. The only thing that's preventing Chung Li from doing right now is that she never really had a throw loop. But that could also be a win and a loss, because if they nerf throw loops even further, Chung Li will still benefit from it because she always had to work around that. If they buff throw loops, which I highly doubt they will, Chung Li gets hurt from that because she never had it, right? Her fireball game is still good. Her crouching low forward, her low forward drive brush is still really good, arguably best in the game. I think she's the only one that has both of them, right? Her stance cancel bullshit, which she can hit you with the overhead or the low, is still really fucking good right now, right? The only thing right now is that also they nerfed her level 2. But it's still one of the best level 2s in the game due to its projectile and vulnerability, how far it goes, and how many things she can counter. If you move against Chun Li, you die. If you throw a button out against Chun Li, you die. If you throw a fireball against Chun Li, you die. If you jump against Chun Li, if you jump against Chun Li, bro, you explode. I believe she has the best anti-air damage in the fucking game. You cannot get hit by you can if you jump against Chun Li, just say GG's, bro. Just put down your controller, dog. Again, the only reason why I have her here is due to the significant nerfs that they have gave her over the couple of patches. And on top of being introduced to more top tiers, such as Mai, Ed, Ryu, Blanca, Akuma, Bison, etc., Kimberly, Aki, etc., that only shoved them further down. She's not in a bad spot whatsoever. She's still a good contender for tournaments. We see her in tournaments still. It doesn't change the fact of that. Matter of fact, I'm going to just do this just by the grace of it. I'll just do that just for the grace of it. Okay? You know what? I'll do this just for the grace of it. Right? I'll just do that for her. Just for the grace of it. Literally. She's right there being like S tier, but I believe she's a little bit too strong to be A tier right now. So I'll put her right there. I'll put her in her own tier. But anyway, this is my tier list. If you guys agree or disagree, come on, let's have a debate in the comment. I don't mind debating. Just don't come with all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of that. Just if you got some shit bad to say, bro, take that shit elsewhere. Take that shit to your mama house. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is my tier list. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. What? What? Nigga, what did I just say? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and your boy Spawn is out. Peace. Hurry up, gang.